Hearing no objections, it is so decided.
The final sound of the gavel. The end of a long and intense negotiation. To some, it sends a signal that the era of coal is ending, and that matters.
Not because we want to be right, but because we know that the longer you take to get rid of coal, the more burden you put on a natural environment, but also the more burden you put on your economy, because coal is simply not a smart economic proposition either. That's why we want to speed up the exit out of coal.
In a swift reaction, the United Nations Secretary General says negotiators take important steps, but unfortunately the collective political will was not enough to overcome some deep contradictions.
I reaffirm my conviction that we must end fossil fuel subsidies, phase out coal, put a price on carbon, build resilience of vulnerable communities against the here and now impacts of climate change, and make good on $100 billion climate finance commitment to support developing countries. We did not achieve these goals at this conference, but we have some building blocks for progress.
On behalf of the Marshall Islands, I wish to read into the record our profound disappointment.
Those already experiencing the impact of climate change want more. They want funding facility for what is known as loss and damage. Although they contribute less to the climate crisis, they feel the impact the most.
All we can do is push. It is for the large developed countries to step forward and work with us to develop the frameworks, develop the mechanisms that will deliver against the losses and the damage that we face day in, day out, year in, year out.
And the United Nations Secretary General aligns with them.
COVID-19 vaccines are scarce. My economy is sinking. Debt is mounting. International resources for recovery are completely insufficient. Meanwhile, although we contributed least to the climate crisis, we suffer most. And when yet another hurricane devastates my country, the treasury is empty. Protecting countries from climate disaster is not charity. It is solidarity and enlightened self-interest.
May I just say to all delegates, I apologize for the way this process has unfolded, and I'm deeply sorry. I also understand the deep disappointment. But I think, as you have noted, it's also vital that we protect this package.
When the United Kingdom took on the COP26 mantle in partnership with Italy nearly 2 years ago, only 30% of the world was covered by net zero targets. The COP presidency says the figure is now at around 90%. Over the same period, 154 parties have submitted new national targets, representing 80% of global emissions. But it is the actions by parties after the Glasgow meeting that will help keep climate crisis at bay. Alok, Channels Television News.